Good Monday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. All sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace, where you still can get, while they last, I would say, a dozen roses for $19.99. Or they may be gone already. I mean, because I posted this yesterday, and so did the Ace Hardware stores. And then pictures of rows of roses, rows of roses. And they had them in their stores. I don't know if they're still there or not, but guys, you got maybe one last chance to hit your local Ace Hardware Marketplace store for those dozen roses, because tomorrow's the big day. In case you didn't know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Tomorrow. Okay. Just letting you know. All right, let's check things out on this 13th of February. It's pretty quiet. After not too bad of a Sunday, we had beautiful sunshine after some morning clouds. Then we saw a few clouds drifting in, high and mid-level clouds last evening. And then this morning, we're still seeing some of those clouds, but this is associated with a fairly weak cold front. Here's the front back to the west that's going to swing on through, but as it does, it's just kind of going to fall apart. It's just going to break apart like that as it runs into a big dome of high pressure that's really settled over the eastern part of the United States. So in the upper flow, that's where we're seeing some of these clouds that you're seeing this morning just kind of drifting by, but they're not producing any kind of moisture. This front is moisture starved. It's just going to slide through today pretty much unnoticed. You'll see some of those clouds, but otherwise it's going to be another mainly sunny day for us after Super Bowl Sunday. So it was a super day yesterday. In more ways than one. If you're a Chiefs fan, it really was a super day. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, maybe not so much. And Philadelphia is going crazy right now in a bad way. So, anyway, I won't talk sports. We'll go on to the weather because we know that that's a really touchy subject right now. Okay, so let's check out the blend of models for the next 10 days. Wow, this warmth is going to be something else. Like, we hit a high of 60 yesterday. 60 was the official high at the Bowling Green Airport. That's 10 degrees above the average of 50. So we were 10 degrees, as just said, 10 degrees above average. Today will be maybe 12 degrees above average or so if we go into the low 60s. How about mid 60s tomorrow? Then low to near mid 70s possible on Wednesday. And that's the setup. That's the warm air needed in this next system coming in after the one that's going to come through tomorrow. The one on Wednesday night into Thursday is the one that we're sending up the red flags for the possibility of strong to severe storms, heavy rain, definitely gusty winds as we get into that time period. Thursday will start in the 60s, but then just bottom out as we get to 30, from 66 to 30, as we get into Thursday night and Friday morning. Then we're only going to get up to near 40 on Friday, but we hop right back into the 50s and 60s, as you see, for next week. But all eyes are really on the Wednesday night, Thursday time frame when we're looking at that possibility of all the things I mentioned, very active weather coming during that time period. All right, let's check the details as of 4:46. So a few minutes before 5 a.m. on this Monday morning, temperatures are starting out a variety of stuff here, 20s, 30s. Let's see, there's a 40. Then you get way over here in the northeastern Kentucky, there's a 19. So you got a big variety of temperatures. What that tells me is the air is very stable and very dry. And each elevation of these individual Kentucky mesonet stations tells the tale of that dry air. And because of that, we have a big variety of temperatures. You can go from 21, and I bet this is going to be Albany. No, Burkesville. Okay. So there's Burkesville in Cumberland County near the river, and it's down the elevation of that particular mesonet uh, site is near the river. So it's reading one of the coldest, but then you can go one county over to Metcalfe County, and it's almost 38. So virtually a 20-degree difference almost. So that's the sign that you've got some very stable air, and everything here under a mainly clear sky is just based on elevation. So oops, you didn't see that, did you? There you go. I forgot to turn it on for the first time in a long time. I forgot to turn that on, but there it is. Anyway, you see that again. Let me point it out. It just changed on me. Update it. 21. Come on. Come on. Anyway, 38 there in Metcalfe County, 21 in Burkesville. One county apart, just a few miles from each other. One near the river, one at a higher elevation. And you see the variety of 20s and 30s all across the area. Okay. Sorry for not turning that on. It's a Monday, and I'm just getting up and get going. All right, now let's show you the maps. And we'll do this. There it is. Made sure I turned it on. All right, here we go. Now, let's get us in. Here's right now, the current time frame. So let's get us into what we're looking at over the coming days with this potential for severe weather. Here is the low pressure system that is leaving us. This is the one that crossed through the deep south and is now moving off the Atlantic. Thankfully, that's the one that brought some of the clouds and even a few showers to the Cumberland Plateau on Saturday. But we're going to see this thing move out into the Atlantic away from us. Look at the warm air that's taking over here for us. Here's the beginning of the system that is going to move right into the area by Tuesday, tomorrow. Actually, Tuesday evening, I think, is going to be probably the better timing of this next system. And this one is not going to have severe weather. So this one is just going to take that Pacific flow, that Pacific moisture. We'll tap into a little bit of Gulf moisture as it starts to move in. And there we go with the showers right over the area. Let's look at the time here. This is going to be early Wednesday morning, very early Wednesday morning. So we'll have this, we'll have the cold front, which is going to actually begin to fall apart as it moves through. But with it will come these showers, just general rain showers that are going to push in here tomorrow, mainly tomorrow evening into early Wednesday morning. And then as we go into Wednesday itself, we start to see these showers dissipate here as we get the next system ramping up. And notice as it begins to ramp up here, we've got our low pressure system, 994 millibars. Look at the tightly wound winds with this thing. And the winds are going to be a big component with this next system, the one on Thursday that's coming, actually Wednesday night into Thursday. Winds are going to be the big deal. So we have this Pacific flow once again, and then we have the Gulf of Mexico opening up with moisture because high pressure has been out here to the east. And so the flow is going to bring that moisture right back into south central Kentucky. So you'll get this moisture meeting up with this moisture, and the two shall converge right over the Mid-South region, right over our area. So let's look at the time here. This is Wednesday night, about 7 o'clock. So I'll put it in the motion again. Here we go into Wednesday night late into Thursday morning. You can see this is the cold air line. This is the freezing line back to the west of that low pressure system. Notice here we do have the cold front as it's moving right across the area. And the winds, look how tight the winds are. These isobars, equal lines of pressure, are pretty doggone tight. And then you see the heaviness of the rain. The rainfall may be heavy at times, along with the potential for gusty winds. And then you've got the colder air that is going to come back behind this system, much colder air that is going to be drawn down. So you've got a classic, this is really kind of a classic setup here. It's got a little bit of a negative tilt. Notice that little left tilt from where the cold front is to where the low pressure system is. They're co-located, in other words. And because of that, this thing's got a lot of energy. It's kind of wrapped in itself. So this is why the severe weather threat bears watching as we get into late Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. Let's advance one more time here. This continues to strengthen to deepen 985 millibars. You can see the line coming through. This is going to be like just before midday on Thursday. So I'm thinking here with this particular model and with the timing of this, it's going to be somewhere early Thursday morning to Thursday midday, about the time you go to work on Thursday morning. That's when this is going to come through. Now, instability, as I mentioned yesterday, could play a role in this. If we get a little dry slot working in here somewhere out ahead of the main cold front, that could add to the instability, add to the surface heating, and therefore add to the convective available energy, potential energy, which is called CAPE. If we get enough of that, then this thing could be much stronger. And then you see on the backside of this, look at the winds all tight around that low, and then the snow that shows up parts of Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri. But for us, I don't think we're going to see that part of the system because of where this thing is going further north into the Great Lakes. So the path of this thing, once it gets out of here, we're going to still be on the warm-ish side of things. It's going to get colder for us, but it's not going to get, I don't think, cold enough for us to see any kind of snow or frozen precipitation. So this is, again, midday on Thursday. So let's go into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. You see the low. Look at that thing. It drops to 973. It just keeps deepening and deepening and deepening. But look how far away it is from us, you know. So it's going to be over the Great Lakes, throwing down some big time snow, lake effect snows, certainly. But in addition to that, heavy rain ahead of it, and then the snows on the backside of it. Here comes our cold air. See that dark blue line right there? That is the freezing line. That is where we start to get a little below freezing, but all the moisture is gone by then. But the winds are still going to be howling pretty good, and this is going to be into Friday morning. So Friday morning, this thing leaves us. We're into a much cooler weekend, but notice here, not long. There's that blue line. Notice here the warmer red lines to the south. These heights start to build as high pressure builds, and here we go into Saturday about midday, and look how nice it becomes after that. We get some quiet weather for a change Saturday into Sunday, and we just continue to warm up and warm up. Who knows? It could be, pretty spring-like after that. I do see storms brewing here afterwards, but nothing that's going to be that big of a deal on the onset. But into maybe next Monday or Tuesday, we could get something else. Okay, one more graphic to show you, and that's the severe weather potential, because the Storm Prediction Center, as you know, is already on this. They've already put us in the area that is going to potentially see that. Here we go. Watch day 4 and then day 5. It's gone. It's day 4, which is Thursday, right there. You see that yellow area, 15% severe weather outlook all the way through the center of Kentucky. It's, right now conditional, in that if we get enough, as I mentioned, instability, enough daytime heating, we get a dry slot in there or something, then it's like all bets are off, and severe weather is most likely going to happen. If we can just keep it cloudy, keep the instability low, even with the front coming in, even though part of this is going to happen at night, hopefully not too bad, but we're just going to have to stay on guard. This thing has got to, we're still about 72 hours out, so we got to give this window a little bit more time to get done and bake in the oven, as I like to put it. It's almost done, but it's not quite there. Tomorrow probably we'll have a little more confidence on that. Speaking of tomorrow, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day, I will do one of these updates tomorrow morning, but then I'll be out of town and I won't be on the radio tomorrow or Wednesday. I won't be back until Thursday. So I will do one of these weather updates tomorrow. I will not do one on Wednesday. I will not. I will be out of town, but I will be back Wednesday evening. And if Thursday is looking like this could be a bigger deal than what we're looking at right now, we've got a lot more confidence that this is going to be a bigger deal, then I'll do a special update maybe Wednesday afternoon or evening, but certainly Thursday morning. And I will be here to monitor the weather. But just letting you know, give you a heads up here. If you don't see an update from me on Wednesday, that's why. But I'll be here tomorrow. And I'll be on the radio today. Sam 100.7, getting ready to go in here, because as of right now, it's 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. on this Monday, February 13th. Thank you, as always, for watching and listening. God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the radio.